I was contacted very recently, like a day or two ago, by a lady who told me that she was a transgender woman and that she was trying to find a way to kind of simulate her period. So I'm gonna do how to kind of create some fake menstrual blood that you could put either on a pad, or if you are a transgender woman who's had her genitalia changed, so from a penis to a vagina, then you can also try maybe using a menstrual cup. And so to make the fake menstrual blood, you will need some water. I've just put some in a mug, black food colouring and red food colouring, and also corn flour. I tried to use everything that was edible because I figured if it was edible, you could also put it in your vagina. Just seemed like it wouldn't be dangerous. And then I'm also going to use a plastic cup so you can see this better. So, start off with, I'm going to take 3 tablespoons of water. 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter if this is like correct or not. Actually, I'm going to do 4. I'm going to make this a little bit more. Then I'm going to take a tiny, tiny bit of corn flour. Let me get some in. So I realised also you could probably do this for other things, not necessarily menstrual blood, but it looks quite realistic. So you see, I'm not even going to use all of that. I'm just going to put a tiny little bit in. So about that much. And the idea of this is just to turn the water slightly opaque. Don't worry if there are any little like lumps and bumps. So there you can see the water's now gone cloudy. We need the corn flour anymore. Then you need your food colouring. So I'm actually just going to grab quickly some lovely rubber gloves because the food colouring does like to stain your fingers. You can see my finger from yesterday when I was trying this out. So I'm just going to do that very quickly. I highly recommend you get this type of food colouring. This is the silver spoon, which is in like a squeezy bottle. It doesn't get all over your fingers, unlike this one, which gets everywhere. So I'm going to do 1 full cup of this, which I guess would be the equivalent to like half a teaspoon. And just pour it in. I'm not going to put the cap on, I'm just going to leave that there. And I'm just going to try this with my finger. I'm going to mix this up. Take my gloves off. Mix that up right now. So it should be this kind of like, hang on, let me turn the camera down a bit. So you can see here, it's this really kind of dark red consistency. Then I'm just going to add in 1 to 2 drops of black. So 1, probably 2 realistically, but I start off with 1 because black is a very, very strong food colouring colour. You can see there, it's nice and dark. And that is the effect you're going for. And actually I might still add in 1 more drop. Okay, we're done with the black. Mix it up again so that it's really nice and dark. And I do actually have, if you were kind of grossed out about blood, I'm not really sure why you're watching this, but anyway, I have saved some of my blood from my cycle this month. I only remember to do this on the 5th day of my cycle, so I was very, very light, but this is what I kind of held on to. So you can see it is really dark, it's surprisingly dark. If I can just grab a small teaspoon or tablespoon of this fluid, you can kind of see that yes, this one's a bit red, but they are both very dark. Menstrual blood's a lot darker than many people think. So that's the kind of comparison between the two.
For fat girls who considered starvation when bulimia wasn't enough. Mom says that my teeth are perfect. Perfect brother has just gotten braces on his top 4 front teeth, a tiny railroad bridge connected to nothing, and Mom said that my teeth are perfect. At last, my quiet mouth, the overlooked, the swallowed feelings have all paid off and cultured something perfect and mine. My mouth is a music box stuffed with pearls. Perfect brother is tall and lean and eats whatever he wants. One time, an entire box of oatmeal cream pies. But it is becoming more clear every day that my baby fat is not just baby fat, but rather fat. It is becoming more clear every day that I will not be a ballerina. I had really wanted to be a ballerina.
So to show you how it would look on a pad, I'm just going to grab one of the Always Overnights out and just stick this down on the table here and open the wings up. So here I'm just going to grab 1 tablespoon, and you'll see this is about the, well, actually a little bit less than that, it's probably about the average amount one woman would bleed on a regular day, maybe if she had a regular heavy period, between 3 to 4 hours. So this would be the amount you'd need just for 1 pad wearing session. I would always change my pads every 3 to 4 hours when I was using disposables. So I'm going to pour this along. I'll add some more because it's an overnight pad, and I would always bleed in the middle here and then kind of trail towards the back of it. So let's do a little trail here. That would literally be what mine looked like. So you can sort of determine the pattern of how you bleed. Some women bleed right to the front of their pad, some women bleed just in the center, some of them always bleed to the back. It's determined by which way your cervix is kind of tilted, really, but you'll figure it out very quickly. So you can kind of determine where you want to bleed, and also how much liquid you make will determine how heavy a period you have if you're going to simulate it. So I put it on about that much, and then I'd wear it, and if it feels damp, you get the right sensation. That's what we all have to deal with. And now I've just got food coloring all over my hands. So yeah, that's the downside to using food coloring. It is probably going to stain you a little bit, but then again, we're already pink down there anyway, so it won't look any different, to be that honest. And if I peel it up, you can see how it looks on the back. It looks very realistic as well. Front and the back. Now, the next option you have for using, this fake menstrual blood is to put it in a menstrual cup. And I was kind of wondering, I wouldn't do it with a tampon, simply because it's not a good idea to do that with an absorbent fibre and leave it in your body. But you could do this with a menstrual cup. And I was trying to figure out how that would work, because you have to fold the menstrual cup up in order to insert it. But I realised the one cup this might work with, and I tried it out with and it did work, was the Femicycle, because of its no spill rim, like you can see here. So this is the best cup I discovered, and what you're gonna have to do is put the little rim thing in, take just under a tablespoon of the fluid, do it over this of course, and then pour it into the cup. Okay, so we can get that last little bit in there. Now this is designed to be a no spill cup because of this. There might be a drip or two, but basically you can turn it upside down and it won't leak. So I tried doing this yesterday by folding it up to insert it into me, and I squeezed the rim like so. Hang on, let me zoom in a bit. I squeezed the rim like this, and then I folded it over like this and kind of held it loosely. And you can see I can still fold it whilst keeping all of that liquid in there. I inserted it, got it open, and I could leave it in me and get up and walk about, and then actually hook my finger into the little loop, take it out, and then, my body had actually warmed up the fluid. Within like a minute or two, it warmed up the fluid inside, so it felt like when you're taking it out, it would feel warm, which is exactly how it feels like when you're taking real menstrual blood out, and I've already stained my finger.
My mouth is a music box. A small girl spins gracefully at the back of my throat, on point. Sometimes I think that if I can just reach far enough back for her, I can still have her grace. So I reach for her every night after dinner while the bathtub fills. Until one day, the health teacher shows us a photograph of a mouth crammed full of yellowed, broken dishes, tells us that one of the side effects of bulimia is ruined teeth. And my perfect becomes a ransom I cannot bring myself to pay. So I swallow the spinning girl, and nothing more for 4 whole days. My mouth is a music box, plays a low grinding gear that puts me to sleep. When I do not wake up any closer to becoming a spinning girl encircled in pink tulle, but rather still a ravenous hollow encircled in this overgrowth, I go down to the kitchen. I devour an entire box of oatmeal cream pies before heading upstairs to brush my perfect teeth, one at a time.